Today's video is sponsored by Tarot Stack. Hello there, my beautiful, amazing, wonderful, cozy babes, and welcome back to the coziest, most autumnal corner of the internet. My name is Kloee Taylor, and today we are going to be doing just a quick check-in with your manifestations. So y'all know me, I'm a Taurus sun, and I'm always going to give you the practical advice, okay? So we are going to get a little magical. We are going to see what you're currently manifesting with a little bit of your current situation, and then we're going to look at practical guidance, if there's any blocks, if there's anything keeping it stuck, how you're gonna move through this and what to do. So if you feel like you've just been feeling a little about your manifestations, this is gonna be the video that's gonna help you kind of unlock that. I honestly think even if you've been feeling good about your intentions and your manifestations and where your life's going right now, you might also see that reflected in the cards. So regardless, this is just the reading that this is all about. But in any case, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, starting from pile number 1 here. So pile number 1 has the Neptune symbol on it. Pile number 2 has number 10, and pile number 3 has the Virgo symbol on it. So you can use any of these to make your selection. It's completely up to you, but the timestamps will of course be in the description box for you. And oh, I didn't mention, we're also going to be getting into timing in this reading, which is something that I feel like is just so fun. We're actually going to be using a new deck from Tarot Stack today that actually just released called Say When. And this deck is all about getting intentional timing on your life. So you'll see that in the reading, and I'm really excited to show it to you. It's a really cool deck. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and get started from pile number 1. So let's get into it. All right, pile number 1, if you chose the Neptune symbol, which looks like this is going to be your reading. And before we get into it, I just need to give a quick shout out to our sponsor today, which is Tarot Stack. I also want to say thank you so much if you're listening to my ad read. Ad reads help me to literally eat. They put food on my table. They help me pay my bills. So if you just give me a moment to talk to you about this really amazing sponsor, it supports me and them, which is a small independent business. So thank you so much for just tuning in for a moment. But Tarot Stack, if you didn't know, they are an online retailer that helps to basically get indie tarot decks into the hands of everyone out in the world. I believe they ship everywhere. I will correct that in the description box if I'm wrong, but I believe that they ship everywhere. And all of the decks are indie, meaning they are made by independent artists, independent creators. And a lot of them even come with like certificates of authenticity. You can find decks that are more rare. And I just really love and appreciate them. It feels better buying from them more consciously as well, as you know you're helping an independent artist, but also you're not getting something that's been like mass marketed everywhere. So you're getting something that is more of like a higher quality as well. And I just love them. I think they're a wonderful, amazing, ethical company, and it's why I continue to work with them. So thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring us again and again. We love you so much on this channel. And let's go ahead and get into your reading. Oh, and all the decks we use today are decks that are from Tarot Stack. So you can get them down below. They will all be linked down there. Anyways, let's get into it. So we do have the Neptune symbol for you, but I also want to roll the astrology dice in general. I have another set of dice here that are just like another set of 3 that basically this is going to tell me a little bit about you and your current situation or what the reading is going to focus on. So we're going to do that first before we pick up these cards here. Oh, we got a roller. Okay, we got, it looks like the North Node. Is this the North Node or the South Node? No, I believe this is the North Node. Excuse me. We have the North Node. We have the sign or number 11, which 11 could just be your lucky number, but 11 also corresponds to the 11th house, which is the house of friendship, communication. I feel like the 3rd house is really more communication, but communication of a kind, communication with like the all of humanity. And then we also have the Virgo symbol here, which Virgo, it doesn't mean you have to be a Virgo. You could be, but the sign of Virgo is about like, basically like methodical energy, organization. Virgo also symbolizes to some degree the mind because they are like highly analytical people. But basically what I'm getting from this is like your true north, and especially because you chose the Neptune symbol. Neptune is like where we are a little bit clouded in life or where things aren't seen very clearly. So I feel like knowing that, this with the dice right away tells me that you maybe haven't been following your true north, or like the north node is your true north star. So feeling like you can't follow your true north because of people in your life, humanity, your connections. I feel like you have a baseline belief potentially that maybe has been keeping you kind of clouded in how you need to behave. And you're also highly analytical. And I feel that this could be a potential blockage, but we'll see as we get into the cards that maybe you've been analyzing a little bit too much, analyzing situations too much, analyzing people too much, really going overboard, because there is this like self-worth is what I'm hearing from spirit. There is this like lack of self-worth that's coming through kind of strong. So anyways, we're going to get into the cards and really see where this is going here. I also feel like in terms of manifestation, you also could be currently working on organizing something for the betterment of humanity, and it's a big part of your life mission and your life purpose. So let's go ahead and get into some of the cards. So we have the Queen of Everything. I love that. We have decluttering. Oh my God, what did I just tell you? I said Virgo is the sign of like organization, decluttering, and then rehabilitation. So right now, this is kind of the energy that you would be sitting in, okay? We're sitting in this space of, I honestly think that some of you are feeling extremely good because we have the Queen of Everything. It's like you are literally starting to understand your worth in this world, your energy, what a gift it is, and how you are literally the queen of your own world. Queen of your own castle, queen of whatever you want to be, whoever you want to become, whatever you want to do. And I feel like this is honestly like the beginning stages of manifestation. When, I mean, manifestation, something to note is you never turn it off. It's not something that like goes away. You're manifesting every day of your life. However, when you know this and you become keyed in on this, you become more intentional about it. And that's what I mean. Like when somebody starts their manifesting journey, they were already on it. They were already on it. It's that you get to this place about with being more intentional about it. And I also feel that when with this Queen of Everything card, it is about shining brighter and being unafraid of claiming recognition for all of your hard work and gracefully accepting compliments, kindness, and there's no reason that you shouldn't do this. Like you're starting to really understand your energy is really the clear message I'm getting. And also, you're currently in a space where you've learned, and this is such a great manifestation technique. This might be something you just need to learn if you're not already doing it. When you declutter your space, you actually make room for so much more. I shit you not. Every time I do this in my life, I see it materialize almost instantaneously. When I've cleaned out my closet, I've gained a whole new wardrobe without like having any money in my bank account. And I've talked about it on my podcast before, so if you want that full story, you can go get it there. But I've decluttered my living room when like my couch during 2020, when all couches were on back order. The day that I finally cleaned my living room, the couch actually showed up and like I wasn't notified that it was coming. Like just things like that have happened so crazy that like the minute you actually make the space for something in your life, that's when it actually comes through. So like even when it comes to manifesting a partner in your life, if you want someone in your life that you can like love and share a life with, but you live on your own and you have like no room for them in your life. There's no like clear nightstand for them. There's no drawer for them. There's no like, you need to make the room for that person to show up and actually like come into your life, you know? So decluttering is huge for manifestation. And then I'm also seeing that you've been recovering in this state of rehabilitation, okay? I feel like you maybe have been through a lot the first half of this year. This first half of the year was really hard for you. Me too, bestie. I really understand. You might have dealt with just a lot of really confusing feelings or like a lot of doubts, limiting beliefs, surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Something Spirit wants me to remind you right now is that you are the 5 people you spend the most time around. And this isn't just like actual physical people. This is like the things you listen to, the audiobooks you play, the podcasts you play, the media you consume. Everybody thinks that like everyone else is influenceable, but not them. And I'm here to tell you that every single person, including myself, is influenceable. We are all able to be influenced, and even in subtle ways that we don't realize. But knowing that doesn't mean you shouldn't trust yourself. It just means that you need to be really intentional about cultivating what is around you. And if there are people in your life that don't inspire you, that don't, and please make room for some nuance. If your friend is going through a hard time, it doesn't mean that you like, oh, they're not inspiring me and I need to cut that person off. Like, make room for some nuance. Obviously, if it's like toxic and going on forever, like, yes, probably cut them off, but like, use your judgment here. The point that I'm trying to make is that the more you spend time around people that are not inspiring you, growing you, like you're going to start to pick up on their mannerisms, their habits, their ways of thinking. And it might not be this like complete overwhelming thing right at the beginning, but the more time you spend together, the more that's going to come into alignment, and they're going to pick up things from you too. But like as you're going through a rehabilitation phase of becoming this queen of everything and realizing you want a certain kind of life for yourself, the rehabilitation phase and like auditing your life is so important. And I'm not even going to sleep on myself when I say audit yourself, because I have a whole course that is $167 off right now that takes you through auditing your entire life and making changes. And if you don't already have it, please go get it on KhloeTaylor.com. I will not sleep on myself because I use my own coursework when I feel like I need it, and that's a great course, and I'm definitely undervaluing myself when I sell it for that price. So just gonna leave that there. Link for that down below if you want it. Anyways, but I think there is like, you need to know that what you're going through right now, if it has been harder in the past recently, or even if it is right in this moment, this will not last forever. And the thing that is important that you need to note is start working on decluttering your space, decluttering your mind. And with the queen of everything, like you are worth more. The things that you ask for aren't crazy, of your relationships, of people around you, of your lifestyle. It's not wrong to want more. Okay. Now let's get into some of the tarot cards to get some practical advice for moving forward. Excuse me. I don't know why I did that. I flipped it up like this when this card was clearly going to be reversed. Five of Swords reversed. The Hanged Man also reversed. Judgment upright. Seven of Wands. Listen, I'm going to say something that I'm going to make a whole podcast on this in the future, and I'm going to use clickbait when I make it. So just know when it comes, the episode is going to be for you, bestie. Your victim mentality makes you ugly. Your victim mentality is not cute. And I'm the first person to tell you it's not your fault what happened to you. It's not your fault that you deal with certain things mentally, physically. It is not your fault, the circumstances that you have been placed into. When I say victim mentality, I'm not talking about victim blaming. That's toxic, and I will never do that to you. What I am saying is, though you are not responsible for what happened to you, and you never will be, you are responsible for deciding what you want in your life and how you're going to make the changes. And sitting in a victim's mindset about what you're going to do and how you're going to operate, it's only going to keep you there. The Five of Swords is the victim card. Okay. And when I see it in a reverse state like this, the tough love, and I hope you know, like, if you weren't already aware, I feel like my Virgo 10th house is showing. I do feel like when I read cards, I give tough love, and I've just decided to embrace it because I think tough love is honestly what works on me the best. And so that's what I exude. So if you don't like tough love, I'm not your reader. But if you choose to sit and stay and listen to me for a second, I feel like I could change your life with this reading. But your victim mentality is ugly, okay? It makes you ugly because and not like physically ugly, but like it literally like uglies your life when you decide that you're going to stay in this mindset, that you're small, that you are too sensitive, that you are, gosh, I can't, like all of these things that come up when it comes to like self-concept work, which is something that I feel like if I could tell anybody what to do, like if you came to me for personal advice for like a moment, the number one thing I would tell you to do is work on your self concept. Not just because of this reading, but like in general. I think everybody in the world would live a much better life if they worked on their self concept. Because most people believe all of these bullshit, bogus things about themselves that aren't even their own beliefs. They were conditioned in from someone else. And when you get to the realization that number one, you get something out of your suffering. You get something out of the story that you tell yourself. And it's a hard truth, but it is a truth that once you decide to embody it, it will literally change your life. It will change your life because you will decide to no longer identify as that version of yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with her or him or them. Not that there's something that was like, it's not about like demonizing yourself. It is about allowing yourself to imagine, but who could you be? What are the characteristics that you admire about other people in your life? Because the reason you admire other people, like for their boldness, their creativity, what they're able to do, the reason you admire other people is because you yourself harbor those characteristics. You just aren't executing them. You just aren't using them. And you don't become bold and creative and in control of your life and in control of your emotions and moving through life with effortless flow without work, without putting in the due diligence that it takes to become that kind of person. Like something that Spirit is pushing me to talk about for some reason right now, I couldn't tell you why, but I'm just feeling it, is I used to put on my vision boards all the time that I just wanted to be like a calm, peaceful woman. That was like really important to me. I wanted to know peace and I wanted to be able to always come back to peace, to a peaceful state of mind, and that be my baseline. And what I didn't realize when I set that intention and I asked for that is I literally got tower after tower after tower after tower moment. And until I started to realize, oh, this is unearthing all of the shit in my life that is making me feel a lack of peace because it is giving me the ability to learn how to sit in the middle of the storm as it is roaring around me and go, you know what? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be okay. I'm good with me. I'm good with my energy. And the storm is going to do what the storm is going to do, but I'm okay. It is okay. The storm will pass. And once I learned how to do that, the tower moment stopped coming. And I was like, oh, I finally got it. Peace is my baseline. I can always access peace. It is a choice. But I feel like when you say that out loud without the context and the nuance of what happened to you isn't your fault or something that you did wrong, people will just be like, oh, you're victim blaming. No, I would never blame a victim. Are you kidding me? Everybody, in order to become the hero of your life, you have to become the biggest victim of your life too. But your victimhood is keeping you here. And I know that this is a triggering thing to say. And that's honestly comes with the territory of the work that I do, unfortunately. It's a triggering thing to say. Probably triggered you a little bit. But what are you going to do now that you know that? Now that you know that handling your triggers, handling yourself, changing the story about who you are is your responsibility, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that information? Honestly, leave me a comment. Would love to hear about it. Then we have the Hanged Man upside down here, which to me tells me that you're also unwilling to see a perspective. There's a perspective, maybe that was the perspective you needed. I don't know. You're unwilling to see a perspective where it could be different. You're unwilling to, it's like you've decided, actually, you know what? I see this Hanged Man as a really positive opportunity for you because it's not that you're unwilling to see a perspective. Some of you are. Some of you want to stay in this like stuck mode. And you're the people that were probably triggered the most by what I just said. And that's okay. Maybe this reading isn't for you or you need to go choose again. But the Hanged Man, this is about holding a perspective that is true to you despite the outside circumstances. Because look at how like this guy's peaceful. He's not freaking out. There's butterflies, there's cocoons, all of life stages around him is happening, right? Or them, happening around them. And they are like just sitting in this like renewed sense of power. They're holding their peace, they're holding their power. And even when things get flipped upside down, they're still holding their peace. They're grounded. You know, if the hangman was upside down, they wouldn't be grounded and in touch with reality. There would be this lack of grounded nature and not feeling sure or certain of themselves or trusting themselves. But I feel like here, there's actually a lot of self-trust going on. And that I feel like is where you need to get to, is trusting yourself more and trusting your opinions of yourself more. And in order to do that, you have to start building small. I would encourage you to go back and watch my podcast episode where I talked about getting out of your like sad girl era and learning to thrive. I talked all about this concept of like, if you are dealing with like the deep, dark, sad, big sad feels, or things feel really hard, I give you an exact guide for free on how to get yourself out of that and start to work towards this. So watch that episode if you feel like you need it. Then we have the judgment card. When I pulled this card, I felt the instance that the reason you judge yourself so harshly is because you actually have a very judgmental mind. Virgo energy often does. Obviously, like sometimes having like good judge of character can be a good thing. I'm not saying it's always bad, but with the judgment card here, to me, it was a very direct. It was, you have to start taking all that energy that you use to judge other and bring it back to yourself and go, you know what? Maybe they're going through something that I know nothing about. Maybe they're dealing with something that I don't know anything about. I think like the best example I have with this in my life is anytime I talk to my mom, and I'm totally going to put her on blast right now, is she'll bring up like celebrity gossip or celebrity culture, which I don't give a damn about personally. And she'll talk about how like, well, I love Jennifer Garner. She's such a great mother. She's such a good, like, she really cares about things. And she has a book club and da 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 da. But that J-Lo, I don't like her, blah, blah, blah. And she'll like go on about like the wackest shit. When in reality, social media is not real. Publicists can create any image of a celebrity that they want to. And J-Lo probably is also a great mom. But her public image gets results. She gets more attention by being photographed more, by putting herself out there in a different way than Jennifer Garner. And it's all a publicity stunt. It's all fake anyways. But the thing is, because so many people buy into celebrity culture, that's the shit that gives people talking about them. And so it works. Anyways, my point is this judgment. My mom could take that judgment and put that energy somewhere else. I always say, I think it's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote that says like, small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, and like large minds discuss ideas. And I never want to be a small-minded person. I don't want to be small-minded and talk about other people because it's a waste of time. And I feel like often when other people are talking about others like that, number one, when we go and like, we're all guilty, okay? Everybody has Facebook stalked their ex. Everybody, like, if you haven't, I want to meet you and like, tell me how you were raised and what made you not do that shit, because you're an anomaly. But like, everybody has looked at their ex-friend, their ex-lover's page and been like, well, they're not doing so great, haha. And I think we can move away from that as a culture, but it gives you something, is the point I'm trying to make. Is like you get something out of like making those comments or having those realizations or saying things about that person to yourself. You go and you seek out that celebrity gossip or the family gossip or whatever it is because it gives you something. The same with a victim mentality. It gives you something to do that. And right now we need to be in a place where you have to stop giving yourself the ammunition to keep suffering. And then with the Seven of Wands, this to me is like all the growth is coming to this moment. You're about to get so mad, bestie, in the best way. You are about to get so mad about all of the time that you've wasted, all of the people that weren't worth putting yourself here, because the Seven of Wands is about like the phoenix literally rising from the ashes and going, you know what? Fuck all of your opinions. F all of you. I don't need any of this. I'm correct and I'm doing good things for me. And my reality is shifting in the best way because of that. And this is what I won't tolerate anymore. It's to me a little bit of having boundaries, but it's also like, you're not letting people come for you. You're not letting people put you back in this hole, in this victim mentality, and hold this story over you. And I honestly see this as your redemption arc. So the practical advice is that your redemption arc is here. Like you are, if you pulled this reading, you're ready for it. You're ready for this redemption after everything. And then the time period we have for you for this manifesting, I pulled 3 cards. We have for you Sunday, so on a Sunday, 31 and 2. So yours is going to come in 2 stages, I feel like. It's also, it could be 31 and 32, like the age, I feel like, between 31 and 32. It also could be like between a time period of the 2nd and the 31st. So does this month have 31 days in it? I feel like I'm getting an October vibe for some reason. Like 31 to me, like we all remember like October 31st, you know, being Halloween or Samhain. I feel like October is going to be a big month. Also with Virgo here, Virgo season is next technically. So also I feel like it could be like during that, but ultimately you're going to wake up on a Sunday and it's all just going to click. It's all just going to click and you're going to be big mad is really what I'm getting from this. And some of y'all, I can hear it in like in the collective. I can hear that some of you are afraid of your anger. You're afraid to get mad because you're afraid that it makes you mean or makes you wrong. But I'm going to tell you something about anger. Anger is your best friend, not unbridled anger, not toxic anger, not anger that is directed at somebody else and intentionally meant to maliciously hurt them. That's not what I'm talking about. Anger that is helpful is anger that is used in a way where you are so mad that you are no longer willing to settle for less. And that kind of anger moves mountains. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you were so done with a situation that like you could just breathe fire like a dragon over your life? If you have not hit that in your life, you are long overdue if you're here listening to this still. You are long overdue and you are ready to breathe fire down because nothing can be such an igniter quite like anger can. And it's not about being so angry that you can't see straight. It is like, you know that it's working when you have like calm anger. Have you ever had calm anger before where your demeanor is calm, your breath is calm, you're not screaming, you're not yelling. It's this like quiet, intense confidence that just washes over you and you are so mad that you're not willing to settle for what you've settled for. And I'm telling you, your time is coming. Anyways, that is the reading I have for you. That's your manifestation check-in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Tarot Stack for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check them out. And if you want more from me, y'all already know I have my Patreon where you get extra readings, you get vlogs over there, extra content. I have courses available on my website, readings. Some of y'all keep asking me about when my readings are coming back in stock. I do not have a set schedule. It is an energy thing. It is when I have the energy, I will put them in stock. I always mention them because sometimes people see these videos 6 months from now, but there might be some in stock at that time. If you want to know for certain, join my Patreon, or they often get early access to my readings and will sell them out. So that's a great place, or follow me on Instagram. I will always announce when I put readings out on Instagram. So if you're trying to get a reading, that's the best place to follow me to make sure that you'll know when they're back in stock. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Threads. I'm at Kloee Taylor. I have the check mark. Never listen to nobody that comes up into your DMs and is like, "Dear one, I have a reading for you, blah, blah, blah." No, 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 no. That's a scam. I don't have a second account. I will never do that. I will never come to your DMs. So yeah, that's a scam. Don't fall for it. People do it. They try to scam tarot card readers all the time. Unfortunately. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hello there, pile number 2. If you chose number 10, this is going to be your reading. So first and foremost, I do need to give a shout out to our sponsor today. And I just want to say thank you for listening to my ad reads. If you do, they help put food on my table. They help me pay my bills because AdSense doesn't pay crap. And we only work with companies that I really am in alignment with and I agree with and have great ethics. So thank you so much for listening to these ad reads. They really do help it support me and my content and also the ethical companies that I work with. So that being said, thank you so much Tarot Stack for sponsoring today's video. Every deck that you see in the reading today is going to be provided by them. And Tarot Stack, if you don't know, they are an online retailer that sells indie tarot decks to basically anywhere. And they have a lot of rare decks. All of their decks are high quality. The card stock is amazing. Like, I was purchasing from them before I ever started working with them, and I can vouch for like what they have and what they do and how wonderful their business is and how great they've been to work with. So if you're looking for a deck for someone, something of high quality, something that might be more rare, because these are indie decks, meaning they're created by independent artists, and you've been looking for that, this is a great place to get them. So links for everything down below, and thank you so much, Tarot Stack. All right, so number 10 corresponds to your career. So I really think if you were drawn to this, you most likely are wanting more of a career styled manifestation, but maybe not. We'll see what comes out. There might be a different message for you here. I'm going to go ahead and roll these astro dice for you to get started, just to kind of catch a vibe, and then we'll get into all of the cards. All right, we have, it looks like Neptune. That's funny. Neptune was in pile number 1 as well. Neptune, we have Cancer. Come on. I don't know why this doesn't want to, there we go. Cancer, I feel very beauty guru right now, beauty influencer, it's giving. And then it looks like we also have number 9, which corresponds to Sagittarius's house. So what this tells me is that there is a little bit of uncertainty, which is funny because Neptune resembles uncertainty. Which, I mean, it makes sense. You would come to a tarot card reading if you were feeling a little uncertain or needed some reassurance. But Neptune showing up here to me says that maybe there's some uncertainty around family, your home, or any kind of like belief system that you've been holding about yourself, because the 9 corresponding to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about our higher education, beliefs that we formed. It's also about travel, optimism, magnetism, and philosophy, like life philosophies. So there might be some uncertainty there. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can get into with that. So checking in on your manifestations, first and foremost, we have in touch with your body. So this is where you would currently be. You're really in touch with your body. And this is a beautiful thing. I need you to know, as somebody that suffered with panic attacks twice over, when it came to my body and sensations in my body, which if you haven't listened to my podcast, you probably don't know anything about that, but totally different tangent that I'm not going to get into right now. But this is something that like not everybody has this. Not everybody just wakes up feeling grounded every day. And some people have to like learn this or relearn this. And it is such a gift to be so in tune and in touch with your body. And if you've been making good on this goal right now, this is definitely your reading. Okay, then we have Stormy. Oh, things maybe have been a little rough for you, pile number 2. When I see Stormy, this is like you have been sitting in a storm and the rain, let the rain come down, or no, let the rain, does it say pour down? Let the rain fall. Let the rain fall down. Let it wash away my sanity. Oh my gosh, I need to listen to Hilary Duff later. But Stormy coming out, this to me is ultimately that like things have been hard. You've been going through a lot. And then we have the card of beauty sleep. You maybe have found that you've been sleeping a little bit more. I also feel that for some of you, if you're like, I'm not in touch with my body, I'm not doing these things, this is also a call to do these things. This is a call to get really, really, really radically clear with yourself and ask yourself what you need the most. Because if you've been really going through it emotionally, mentally, physically, these are 2 things that probably have really been depleted, and you need to make sure that you are getting good quality sleep because it literally affects every area of your life. Like the way that sleep affects every facet of our life, because when we're in sleep mode, we are able to recoup our energy and like it actually like helps our cells, our organs. It's like recoup mode. So sleep is actually so great. And if you are sleeping a lot, know that this is a good thing. Like you're letting your body recoup the energy from the storm. Also, something to note is that your body is highly intelligent, not just you specifically, but like everyone's body, highly intelligent. And I feel like psychology is only just starting to like touch the very edge of that. So know that your body is highly intelligent. When it's a yes, it's a yes. When it's a no, it's a no. And the more you get in tune with that, the easier you're going to be able to navigate your life. Like, honestly, I feel like your reading definitely is giving, you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting yourself. And the thing is, trusting yourself, if you trusted yourself and your intuition and your body and all of these things, you you wouldn't be as afraid. You wouldn't walk through life afraid of stepping on a landmine because you would trust yourself to know either what to do or to get the help that you need in order to make it better. And right now, I feel like that's kind of, you're in the storm because you're learning how to do that. You're learning how to prioritize your sleep, your peace. You're also learning how to start trusting your body more because it's highly intelligent. Okay, let's go ahead and see with the tarot what is coming up. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles, because I feel like the tarot, this is going to be more like practical style advice. So we have Eight of Pentacles. We have Two of Cups. Interesting. Five of Pentacles. Four of Cups reversed. Okay. I know I said that the 10 could be more like career based, but I am actually getting a readout that some of it is money, finances, career based to a degree. But the 10 also is about your future goals, your future projections, what you want out of life, actually. And I forgot about that. I'm sorry. 10 is Capricorn's house, and it very much like it's about your future projections and what you want. And I really feel that right now you have been in a constant state of storms. Like you literally have stormy, and then you have the Five of Pentacles, which is also another storm. And these storms keep coming because you're not listening. And the storm, like, I keep getting reads for people, and I don't know why, because I feel like I don't do a lot of relationship readings. Like, it's not my bread and butter, and there's no shade in doing those. Like, I think that's great if that is your bread and butter as a tarot reader, but relationship readings are not my bread and butter. They're just not where I tend to. I feel like there is a lot of obsession sometimes in life with like finding the right partner so young, and it's just not for me. It's not where I tend to exist. However, that being said, I feel like I have pulled so many readings lately for breakups, and I think it's because the collective, we're also going through the Aries and Libra eclipses right now. And we're not in the eclipse season, but we still deal with the transit for like the total of like 18 months. But we've been going through it, and a lot of people have gone through separation. And so I feel like the collective is like really in that energy. And so I've been reading it a lot. But the thing I'm trying to get to here is that I feel like you know what you want out of life. You're clear on that. You know how to get there. You have plans, and you're able to execute. There's not a lot holding you back. In fact, the thing that holds you back is your partnership, whether it's a business partnership or a romantic partnership. And you have been knowing it. This is the part of your life that has constantly been stormy. You don't even need me to say it. Like, you know already, and you keep believing in a potential that is never going to happen. And like, please don't let someone's dusty son or daughter fuck you up. Like, it's not worth it. You have so much more to give. You are literally such a goddess. Like, do you understand? I'm gonna paraphrase the words of Vanessa Samina right now. Do you understand that your mother carried you for 9 months and did not bring you into this beautiful magical world for you to keep yourself small and connected to somebody who doesn't appreciate the very essence that you are? I really feel like this reading, a lot of like girls picked this that are in like hetero relationships. I'm getting dusty son energy, but maybe not. Maybe there is some dusty daughter out there that's messing with you. But ultimately, you did not come here to have someone's dusty son stressing you. And I feel like you keep believing that their potential is going to be so good, that their potential, like you see the person they could be. But I need to tell you something about potential, pile number two. The reality is nobody has potential. Meaning, yes, you and I have potential. Yes, everybody has potential, but hear me out. When we put potential on other people, we say, oh, their potential, but it could be this way, but it could get better, but it could get good. The potential that you put on someone else, it is all of the qualities and things that if you had their situation and their makeup and their tools and what they had access to, it's what you would do in their situation. It's who you would become in their situation. And the person that they are being, you believe in their potential because you would never treat someone like that, because you wouldn't do those things, because you would be committed to the growth. They have shown you time and time and time and time fucking again that they are not worth your time, your energy, and they stress you month over month. They leave you in the dark. They push you away all the time. And I really get the sense that this isn't business or like familial. I really get the sense that it's romantic because the Two of Cups is here. And it's like they put you in the storm. You're in a storm every month, and the common denominator is them. And that's what you're not seeing. And you keep believing in the potential. You keep forgiving them. You keep thinking, oh, it's me. It's me. I'm the crazy one. I'm the one. They keep convincing you. They keep gaslighting you that it's you. It was never you. And the reason that this continues to not work is like you start every month with this like high potential. I'm going to create all these things. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to work my way to mastery. And then you start telling them about your plans and they slowly corrode you. Like, oh my gosh, if you're somebody in a hetero relationship, please go and watch Manifestel's video about the caging the free bird. Oh my gosh, she put out this video about Ballerina Farm recently that was so good. And this is like, it's that energy to me. It's like, not that you're with someone that's making all these choices for you, but it's like there is this trope where, and I feel like I am speaking to only a select group of people with this one, but there is this trope where like men love to cage free bird women. They love to like take a woman with a lot of dreams and ambition and just cage her because they can. And I feel like ultimately, in some weird way, whether you like are trapped into having kids or a home with them or something, you've like trapped your own ambition and your dreams and wrapped them up with this person. You've made choices about school. You've made choices about your living situation. You've made choices maybe about your children if you have them. You have made choices because of this person, which like it's not wrong. You know, everybody I think wants to include their partner in on those big fundamental foundational life choices, but the thing is, they're not giving you what you signed up for in this partnership to get that. They're not giving you anything back. And so, like, you have been over considering, and then you keep going into this loop where, like, oh, I'm going to bring my partner in on this and we're going to have this. And then they like say, like, you get into an argument, bad things happen. You start to feel like you're crazy. They gaslight you into thinking that you're crazy. And then you forgive them. You're like, I'm sorry. It was me. It was me. It was me. And then you forgive them. But then you're left in this like, why does everything still feel wrong? Why does everything still feel bad? And then you start the cycle again because you're like, oh, it's okay. I'll just create a better life for myself. I'll just do more things. I'll become this person. I'll make my way towards mastery. Every single month you're doing this, bestie. And it's time to look at the suffering loop and ask yourself, what is the common denominator? Because I think it's them. It's not you. It was never you. And I'm sorry if this message is like really hurting, But I feel like this message might be for one person and one person only. Like, it just, no, it's more than one person. But like, I feel like this one felt so personal, not to me, but this reading feels so personal. Like, I feel like the person that gets this reading, you're going to be like, damn, because it feels so deeply personal. And I'm not sorry for tapping into your energy like that because it's my job. I don't ever try to fly that close, but like, there is a loop that needs to be broken here. And it's, you keep putting everything before yourself, and that's why you keep hurting. And you keep thinking if you can just get your sleep right and your body right and work on your creations right, that it's all going to make sense. But there is a common denominator of somebody who keeps throwing wrenches in your plans. And it's because they themselves are actually quite miserable and they don't want to see like good for you, because it like, there are people like this in the world. There are even like, there are friends like this. There are family members like this, where when you start to change and do good for you, they start to feel weird because they feel like, oh, that means there's something wrong with me. I need to bring them back to my level. And it's so gross. Like, let people grow. If you're the person, if you're the dusty person listening to this and you're on the flip side, let this person go. If you love someone, let them go. And also let them grow. Like, don't be dusty. Anyways, that's the reading I have for you. That maybe was gosh, I feel like this reading was so deeply unsettling. Oh, I'm not done actually. There's timing. I need timing on this. This is gonna like, honestly, I don't even think you need timing. I think you're currently in this. But we'll look at the timing anyway, because maybe there was something in here that you're like, but when is this taking place? The timing is going to be for those people. So rude, tarot cards. Divine timing. This is meant for you. It will happen when it is meant to. Trust in the process. Okay. We have 19 and 24. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I feel like, the 19th to the 24th, this could be this month. This might be like a week or something in the, you know what? Isn't the full moon happening on the 19th? I don't have my phone next to me right now, so I can't tell you, but something about something here, bestie, between the 19th and 24th. But also divine timing, which I think is like, divine timing is so rude, because divine timing is like, when are you the most aligned? Move with alignment, and that is divine timing. Move like you want your dreams to be a reality, and don't take no for an answer. Like, anyways, I'm not sorry about this reading. I'm feeling some type of way. I need to like go outside and ground. Like, I can already hear the comments of people that are going to be so mad about this one, but like, I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just doing my job. But in any case, this is the reading I have for you. There isn't really, you know what? I'm not done. I'm going to pull a few more for you, pile number 2. I just feel like this didn't resolve. Like, I need to know what this person needs to do. How do they get out of the loop? Because the loop is not serving. Oh, I don't need another card. This is the only one, bestie. You kind of have to start setting boundaries. Setting boundaries and taking better care of yourself and being firm on that. Not being like, oh, it's just this one time, or, oh, it's okay if it's this right now. Like, I'll do it to keep the peace. No, keeping the peace sets a war inside yourself. It's time to take your power back. It's time to take your power back. And ooh, sorry, the next card was the 7 of Swords reversed, which is like self-deception. You need to get really clear on where you've been deceiving yourself and start acting from that place to never deceive yourself again. This is why I think you also got body and sleep, because you are a very in tune person. You're super in touch with your body, with your mind, with your unconscious mind, and you convince yourself that you're the problem for some reason, but you're not. And you need to trust that and trust yourself. So that's the way out, though, is to just get into a place where you don't feel guilty or bad about your boundaries and feel like you need to control an outcome with someone, because whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and you will be okay. Like, at the end of the day, That is such a powerful place to be in that King of Swords energy. What's coming is going to come. What's going to go is going to go. And at the end of the day, you are going to be okay. At the end of the day, you still have you, and that is enough. And you are lovable. Like this, I feel like there's also something about like attachment and abandonment wounds here with like, you are lovable. There's actually nothing wrong with you. And I feel like you've kind of built your life on this belief that you're not, or you can't, or you're different than everyone else. And actually you're the same as everyone else in a good way. And you're not any less lovable. And it's time to break the cycle. It's time to break the cycle and recognize your worth and your power. And anyways, thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. If you want to get any of these decks, they'll be linked down below for you. And if you want more from me, I have my Patreon where I put out readings every single month. And also I do my vlogging over there if you want more of a personal touch to my life. I also have my Instagram and Threads. I'm at Kloee Taylor. And if you would like a course from me or to book a private reading with me, you can get all of that on KhloeTaylor.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. Best of luck out there, bestie. And please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do oh my gosh, Mercury's in the microwave. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Bye. All right, pile number 3, if you chose the Virgo symbol, this is going to be your reading. We're going to go ahead, and first, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to my ab reads, y'all. They help feed me, pay my bills, put food in my cupboards, and they help the independent company that I believe is so ethical and really fitted for our channel. And I'm so picky about who I will work with. That's why you only really see one company currently on my channel for the most part, because I'm very picky about who I will work with. And it helps me and it helps them. So thank you for listening to my ad read. And I do need to just give a brief shout out to today's sponsor, which is Tarot Stack. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. Thank you for creating such an amazing company. If you don't know what they are an online retailer that helps to get independent tarot decks into the hands of all of you. So all of the decks we use today are going to come from Tarot Stack. Excuse me. All the decks we use today are going to come from Tarot Stack. And there's even a new one that's all about timing that I'm excited about to show you. All of them will be linked down below. And it just feels good to shop there. You know that you're getting a small made deck or something that's made by an independent artist versus something that's mass marketed. And their products are really amazing. Their quality is amazing. I've never had a deck fall apart on me. I was ordering from them before I ever started working with them. Working with them has honestly been such a dream. I was, before all of that, I was already purchasing from them, and they're incredible. So please do check it out if you're looking for some tarot decks for you or for someone you love. Be a great place to get them, and everything will be linked down below for you. So thank you, Tarot Stack. All right, let's get in. Oh, actually, before we get into the cards, let's roll the Astro Dice and see what's going on for you. Ooh, we got Jupiter, Taurus, and the 5th house. Bestie, look at you. We are in our luxurious, rich, bitch, expansive, creative energy. I love it. Okay, and we also have Virgo here for you, which means that you're organizing yourself. You're organizing your thoughts. You're decluttering, and I love it. Love to see it. Okay, we also have for you Jar of Dreams. Trust your intuition and know your worth. Oh my gosh, bestie, you are in such an incredible place right now. This is beautiful. So Jar of Dreams, this card is all about basically putting your dreams out there, not just keeping your dreams in this like journal or in a jar, basically not locking them away, letting people know what your dreams are when it feels good and when it feels safe to do so. You are really in a space where you are trusting yourself, you are trusting your intuition, and you know your value and your worth. And you like, especially getting a number 5, that's Leo's house, which Leo's house is all about like creativity and childlike joy and peacocking and showing off and self-expression. And I feel like it's really amazing that you got the Know Your Worth card, because I feel like that's really in alignment with the current season as well. But bestie, with this Jar of Dreams, trusting your intuition and knowing your worth, when it comes to your manifestations, you're in such a good place. You are in such a good place. You are really manifesting your dreams into reality right now. You are putting the right things out there. You are trusting even when you're a little bit scared, and you're not undervaluing yourself or shortchanging yourself. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards on this and see if there's any practical advice moving forward or just anything you need to be made aware of. Oh my gosh, the world just tried to like fly out of my hand right now, which the world is a great card. It talks about like being in your bliss, basically. Being in your bliss, knowing that you've just completed a major life cycle and you're feeling good and feeling better. So I love that. Let's see. We have for you the Death card reversed. So interestingly enough, I see this as you just went through a major death and rebirth process. The Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. Nine of Cups. Love that, honey. And the Five of Cups. Okay. So the Death card to me, this is interesting. I feel like there's two messages coming through for the Death card. One of them is that you recently went through a huge death and rebirth, and that's why your energy is so amazing. It's because you just allowed yourself to shed off some serious BS. But flipped upside down, flip it around, reverse it like this, I'm also getting the meaning of you're avoiding something. You are avoiding letting go of something that in order to really hit this next high, you have to let go of this belief. And I want to pull a few extra cards just to see if we can understand, Spirit, what is the belief? What is the belief that we are struggling to let go of? What is going on here? Okay. I feel like the first thing I heard with Temperance is timing. There is this fear of timing, not arriving on time, feeling like you're time blind, stressing over the time of things, stressing over how things have to happen in a chronological order, stressing, and I'm not talking about like mental illness, okay? I'm not a mental health professional. That's not what we do here. But excuse me, oh my gosh. Temperance to me is all about like, it is the alchemizing card. It's about letting the thing that hurts you actually become gold, letting it become, okay, letting it become success. So like if you've been having a hard time, something I want you to remind yourself, this helps me all the time, and I want you to take it because I think it would benefit you. When I'm having a hard time, I remind myself that this is just part of my story. This is just, it's not the thing that's going to break me. It's not the thing that's going to end me. It is literally part of my success story in the making. And if I allow something to drop out of my life, if I allow myself to let go and to alchemize, when you alchemize something, you turn a shitty situation into your power. It's like, basically, I feel like a great example of this is like, let's say you have like really shitty, like you were with a really narcissistic person and you let them go finally, and it was really hard and you went through this really intense thing. But then you used all of your knowledge of going through that narcissistic person, which you didn't deserve ever. You never deserved it. But you took all of that and then you wrote a book about it. And that book sold to millions of people. It became a bestseller. And your problem, the thing that hurt you, that crushed you, that hurt your soul, becomes the thing that, because you learned and now you know better, it has basically literally transferred into gold coming back to you, because now you've helped millions of other people to avoid these pitfalls, to avoid these kinds of people, to avoid these problems. That's what true alchemy is. And that's one example. But alchemy is taking your life's like greatest tragedy and alchemizing it into something that becomes gold. So the death that you're not allowing is the alchemy. And alchemy isn't easy work, okay? It's not for the faint of heart. It's very serious. Alchemy is something that requires pressure and strength and heat. And, you know, even if we look at like actual elements of alchemy, it requires breaking and bending and shifting. And you know, there is this, if you don't allow yourself to alchemize your pain, it just comes back to bite you again later. So just keep that in mind. The Ace of Cups reverse tells me that I don't think you ever need an excuse knowing that this is your energy, but the Ace of Cups tells me that you need to up your self-care a little bit more. You need to do a little more for yourself, pamper yourself a little more, get into that receptive, amazing, abundant, luxurious energy in any way that you can. The Nine of Cups tells me that you are on your way to manifesting whatever it is that you've been manifesting. Like this is a absolutely yes. The universe is yes anding you. You are going to receive what you've put your intention on. Like come hell or high water, it's coming. And then with the Five of Cups, this is interesting. And you might need to come back to this reading after you manifest what you're looking for because it's going to click more. And this isn't a bad thing. Like, I think you're also being told about the alchemy because it's meant to assist you in the process. But the Five of Cups, here's the thing. When we are manifesting, which is all the time, we don't turn it off. It's not just a ritual that you do every month. That can be part of it, but you're doing it every day with the way you act, with your thoughts, and it's not, oh my gosh, I am thinking about a car crash, so I'm going to manifest that. No, we don't have instantaneous manifestation, and thank goodness. But it's like who you're being and who you believe you are in your life is what will continuously manifest. This is why I'm such a big advocate for self-concept work, because when you change your self-concept, you literally change your life like magic. But the Five of Cups coming after this big win to me is like you got what you wanted and it's nothing like what you expected. And the reason this happens, and it happens to everyone, if you are somebody that's big on manifesting your dreams, every single person will hit this point. And it's a beautiful thing because it becomes the alchemy. It becomes the thing that makes you better. And I have my own experience with this and have a few times, and it's always good. It wasn't good in the moment. It hurt really bad, but it's a good experience because it allowed me to realign better. So allow me to continue. When we're trying to manifest something, actually all of us, I wouldn't even say it's most of us, it's all of us. We are trying to manifest how we feel. We are like, if you want a certain kind of car, okay, you want a luxury car, it's not the actual car that you want. Truly, it's not. It's how you think that car will make you feel. So let me give you an example. I really wanted to manifest a 4-bedroom house on the water. This was like my biggest dream, okay? My biggest dream for all of my adult life. This was what I wanted more than anything, and I would stop at nothing to get it. And it actually came a lot easier than I thought it would, which is hilarious to me because I thought it was going to take me I thought I wouldn't live waterfront until I was like in my 50s. Okay. I'm 33 and I got into this house almost 2 years ago. And it happened really easily when I had almost no money to my name. And anyways, manifestation's really cool like that. But I got into this house, and some of you have heard this story before, so just bear with me for a minute. And I got the keys, I came into the house, and I came into my office, and I looked out my office window where I am right now, and I looked out at the bay, and I cried. And not because I was happy, not because I was fulfilled, not because it felt good, but because I realized in that moment, having this house didn't do anything. It didn't make my parents respect me more. It didn't give me parental love, which is what I craved the most. It didn't, in fact, my parents have never even visited me living here, which is crazy to me. But thankfully I've worked through that and I don't require that anymore. But I was so devastated that getting into this house didn't make me better. And here's the thing though, when you have this deep, heartbreaking realization that it was never about the money. It was never about the house. It was never about losing the weight. It was never about, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. It was about how you thought you would feel when you got the thing. And when you have that, you really start to manifest from a place of intentionally living. I'm happy that this happened to me. I love that this happened for me. In the moment, I hated every minute of it. I was depressed and so sad. But I'm so grateful that this thing happened for me, because then it made me realize, oh shit, I actually have to do so much work on myself. I have to be the person that gives myself that parental unconditional love that I didn't receive. I have to be the person that lives my life in a way that is in accordance with my values and how I want to feel. I have to be the person that does the fucking work. And it led me on this beautiful journey for the last 2 years where I've been cracked open. I have been flipped upside down. I have hit the concrete. I have hit my biggest rock bottom in the last 2 years. Okay. If you listen to the podcast, you know, I have hit some of my biggest rock bottom moments in the last 2 years, but they have all led me to this moment right here, right now, which is I am a confident woman. I am a peaceful woman. I can always snap myself back into a state of peace, of bliss. And if there is ever a moment that I can't do it, I am able to hold myself while I am having a bad day and it doesn't turn into a bad week or a bad month. And I'm manifesting everything into my life right now effortlessly. Everything I want is coming right at me because I know my worth. I have my dreams. And like, it feels normal for me to receive these things because I'm already in alignment with it. It doesn't feel bad when I receive my manifestations. It doesn't feel bad to get what I want because I'm already living a life where they should just naturally be here anyways. Does that make, I hope this is making sense. Anyways, don't be afraid of this Five of Cups when it shows up, because it's actually the beginning of one of the most beautiful journeys that you will ever take. And let's go ahead and get some timing on when this manifestation is coming. December. Okay, we have December 6th through the 11th. So you got a really specific time match, which is funny because, oh no, you did get Jupiter, which Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. December 6th through the 11th is Sagittarius season, so that's why I brought that up. But just know that like you're on the path of growth and expansion right now, and you will manifest what you've set out to by December, early December. But thank you so much for tuning in. That is the reading I have for you. Thank you so much, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring today's video. I love and appreciate you. Don't forget to check them out. If you'd like more from me, I have my Patreon available to you where there are extra pick a cards. I vlog over there. It's a good place. It helps support me. I also have my courses available to you. There's 3 different ones. I also have private readings all on my website, courses and readings at KhloeTaylor.com. And then I also have my Instagram and Threads at Kloee Taylor. I have the blue check mark on my account, so that's how you'll know it's me. I don't have a backup account. Do not get scammed by people in your DMs. I will never ask to do a reading unless you have bought one from me, and then in which case I will use your email. So just don't get scammed out there. I am Kloee Taylor with the blue check mark. Okay. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I love you. Bye.